I was thinking when Father Tony was describing me, my mother, God bless her soul, might not have recognized the man she described. My mother became a young widow with 7 children while I was at Carmel. But when she was in her 90s, she shared 2 observations about Mount Carmel with me. First, sending me to Carmel was one of the best decisions of her life. Secondly, the day I graduated was one of the happiest days of her life. She wasn't sure it would ever happen. And just a bit of a commercial message, I met Peggy at a Carmel social over 50 years ago. We'll celebrate our 46th anniversary next month. Peggy and I decided about 15 years ago that it was the time in our lives to really focus on the gospel message of helping the poor and homeless. I set up a Saturday morning meeting with Sister Brenda Kelzer, who ran a homeless shelter and soup kitchen at the vacant St. John of God Parish site in England. When I arrived, I saw a man nailing down shingles on the roof of the 2-story building that housed the homeless men. This may not have seemed unusual, except the man had no legs and a tall ladder was propped against the building. I later met this man, Oscar, who along with Sister Brenda accomplished amazing work in the Englewood community. We joined forces and had a wonderful run for a couple of years. Peggy, a couple of friends from Park Ridge, and I assisted Brenda in any way we could, fixing up the building, preparing meals, bringing in clothes and food, you name it. Then Brenda contracted cancer and was gone within a year. Oscar lost his battle with diabetes a year later. We struggled to keep Kelzer House open for a few years, but finally had to close it. We moved on to Su Casa, an outgrowth of the Catholic worker movement a few blocks away, and served homeless Hispanic mothers and their children. That effort is going well today. Garth McKenzie, the assistant pastor for Hopewell Baptist Church at 6600 South Hermitage, contacted us for help about 10 years ago. While providing their community with clothing and food, we also have an annual Christmas party for 200 or so neighborhood children. It has been a wonderful experience for our children and grandchildren to experience the joy of giving to others. So how does all this fit into Mount Carmel? I always believed in the mission of this fine school and benefited tremendously during my formative years from dedicated teachers and coaches who demanded I use my God-given gifts to perform academically, athletically, and spiritually. I have been forced to reach deep inside myself on many occasions in my life to call upon the strength and discipline my parents and the Mount Carmel faculty cultivated and helped to develop within me. Today, when I walk the halls of Mount Carmel, when I see a teacher remind a student to remove his hat or address someone properly, when I see a teacher take a young man aside to correct his inappropriate behavior or build the youngster's self-esteem through some form of praise, I remember. Carmel has a broad curriculum for meeting the needs of students with learning disabilities to accelerated classes for the gifted. There is a strong emphasis on students participating in athletics and other extracurricular activities to help them reach their highest potential. To be perfectly frank, as I look back today, I shudder to think of the person I might have become without loving parents and the guidance I received at Mount Carmel. As I work with the Englewood community, I can get easily discouraged as the need is so great and the progress is painfully slow. In contrast, at Mount Carmel, I see the freshmen come in and can follow their development through their senior year. The success they experience is amazing. Carmel has the formula down. As Jesus reminds us, we will always have the poor with us. So the question arises, whom are we teaching and training to address this great need? With the type of young men Carmel is turning out each year, and with your help, we can all continue this great work of forming young men who live the gospel message. As a businessman, I'm always looking for the greatest return on my investment. I cannot imagine a more important investment than helping transform boys into young men who will make the world a better place. Together, we can accomplish this great work and enable the ever-changing needs of the world to be met for generations to come. Men and women sacrificed a great deal to build Mount Carmel long before we arrived here. Now the onus is on us to provide the same opportunities we had to future generations of leaders. Thank you, and God bless you.